Alright guys, so as you might have heard, a barrier skip has been found in Wind Waker ST. If you have heard about the barrier skip in Wind Waker before, and that it was possible, this was only for HD version and it didn't work in this version. But now it's possible in this one as well, but with a completely different method to do it, by completely unloading the barrier. Earlier we had to use the bow to do this, but I actually found a way to do this without having the bow. And it's a very complicated setup to actually do this. Also, I'm gonna put on these values. Anyway, it's a very complicated setup, and I'm gonna walk you through this setup that I came up with. Keep in note that this setup isn't it's not super consistent. It works most of the time, but sometimes it just happens to fail, and this is what we had to figure out. We had to work on it more, but this is just an initial setup for people to learn and maybe do runs with if they want to do that. So yeah. Also, if I explain things weirdly, please have some mercy on me. I'm not super advanced with this stuff, with all the memory values and whatnot. But yeah, one thing that I want guys to keep in mind of. Let me show you with my cursor if it's gonna show. So you see these values. If you see my cursor, you see the DIN memory, max allocated, and you see the free memory here, and well, all the other values as well. Something that's very important right here is this value. The game free memory, I guess. I'm not exactly sure how to call it, but this value at least. If this value is lower than... I don't know the exact value, it's 36 something, question mark. But anyway, if it's lower than that, Link won't be able to pull out this certain item, and this makes it so you still use the memory and you fill up the memory and needed to use it, but Link won't pull out the memory, won't pull out the item, sorry. And this can be used to further corrupt the memory, and this is what we use to skip the barrier. Anyway, as you can see, it's 8 of 3 right now, and we want it to go lower. So the first thing you want to do in Forest Haven is to stab the sign. Now it goes down to 71. So that's the first step. Also important is to actually stab the sign. I can show this. If you just slash it like this, you see it's 76, and now it's 75, and so on, 73. So like it goes down, but it doesn't go down by as much. So if you stab it right now, you see it's a little lower than earlier. Now you have several pieces, but you don't need that. So stab it to use enough memory, I guess. As the other slashes, they like to don't do as much. Well, I guess quick spins works as well. But yeah, either quick spin or stab. Stabbing is just easier, I guess. So for the second step, to get it down to 36 or whatever is needed, we're first gonna activate this cutscene, and whenever you bonk Decatry, right as the chews go off, you have a tiny bit of time to... well, the memory is gonna go down for a tiny bit. And during that time, you actually have time to pull this invisible grappling hook, as I want to say it. So yeah, basically you just bonk it, look at this value. You can see that it's going down. And during that time, just smash the grappling hook. You will have time for 3 of them. Doesn't matter too much if you don't get it. And now just get storage. Because when the chews go up on the tree, if you store that cutscene, you will be able to bonk the tree repeatedly, very quickly, and redo this procedure. Just like this, and then you keep doing it. And every time you do this, you can see this value now, the din memory on the free. This is gonna go down all the time. The max allocated too. On the left side of this, right here. You want the max allocated value to go on the 10 KB. So you keep doing this. A very interesting trick. Just like this. Sometimes you just get 2 of them, but that's fine. So in an RTA setting, you won't be able to see like the values. In this case, excuse me. In this case, you just want to go until you can't pull the grappling hook anymore. As you can see, if I mash the grappling hook, at the end I will hold the grappling hook. But if the max allocated value goes down below 10, you will never be able to pull the grappling hook, so that's a good visual cue for when to stop. So yeah, you just keep doing this. It doesn't take too long. It's not super bad. It's lucky that we can store the cutscene like this and redo it, because otherwise you would have to wait for the choo-choos, which is just super slow. So now it's getting down below 100 soon. So like right now I'm able to pull the grappling hook like this forever. And this keeps filling memory. Also, I forgot to say it, you can see the actors loaded on the current map and so on. And above that you have like the visual memory bar, I guess. It shows how the memory is allocated, question mark? I'm not very good with this stuff, so I'm not gonna try to explain it, but that's how the memory looks. Anyway, so when you have gotten to this point, just enter and exit the loading zone. So if you look at the max allocated value here, this is about what it should be at this point. It can vary a little bit, but that's like the general value that you're gonna have at this point. Right here, you can do Decatur cutscene skip, or you can completely skip doing it. I am, just for the sake of this video, I'm not gonna do it. Because that's not really the point of this video. And I'm gonna do this to make it faster. Well, I guess I kinda skipped it now, but... Anyway. The thing is, if you don't skip the cutscene, you want to enter the potion shop again. If you do skip the cutscene, you can just go to the bulb right away and get the deco leaf. But this is like watching the cutscene, so you wanna enter and exit. And at this point, you would just wanna go to the deco leaf. I'm gonna do this a bit faster as I can. Just gonna fall down. I'm trying to make it faster for the video, but if I manage, it's a different thing. Anyway, so you get the leaf. Just do the normal path to get here. So from here, you want to leave to like the normal place. You can actually do it at the bottom platform. But I find this one better because you can void out as well, which is a little faster. Like taking the damage at the same time. So the void out here that I talked about, I'm actually not gonna go over it right now because it's a little finicky. I'm not exactly sure why, but sometimes when you do it, you want fade out. And it's actually really bad if that happens. So I'm just gonna go with something safe that works, and I don't know. Then we can go from there instead. So what you can do is keep reloading the area until you see those trees. This one and this one. Reload the area until those disappear the second time. I think they're gonna disappear once. Yeah, right here. So when they disappear very early on, just keep going. And now you want them to disappear once more. This actually takes a while, especially longer on console when you can't speed up the values. The emulator. Dude, I couldn't find a word. Anyway. Okay, so here you have... the tree's gone. So from here, can leave this way. Just... you can try to not waste as much magic as you can, but... yeah. It's not super important. It's pretty lenient on magic. So from here you wanna Death Warp, because with this route, if you have done manual super swim, you're gonna spawn at Windfall again. You can speed it up as well. Alright, so at Windfall. Okay, so if you see the old man by the tree, he's not always here, but if you see him here, you want to reload the map until he's gone. And something that I find kinda interesting is, if you walk around this tree, you will see that this value here goes like down and up and whatever. Actually it drops a lot, so that's probably why. Anyway, you want to do that. Go next to him and then enter this place. Then go back. And you can redo that until he's actually gone. So I use this as an indicator for this upcoming Super Swim. Because this Super Swim is extremely precise in the path that you take. So the path that you want to take is I'm gonna show it with cheats now, and then I'm gonna show it the real way. The real Super Swim, I guess. So you want to go to Northern Triangle, go past Northern Triangle, go past Northern Ferry, and then a bit this way to Eastern Triangle. And then you want to go to Foreign Ferry. The reason for this is this memory right here. If you keep a look on this one, the Din Max allocated one. Okay, so if I would go straight, like right here, you can see that it goes to 49. I went to Eastern Ferry, Eastern Triangle, that's 39. Now it's 16. And this actually makes a difference. I'm guessing like how the memory is fragmented. I don't know. I can't explain that. But it makes a difference, and these vines will actually be here now, and you can't enter. So yeah, what you want to do is go through Northern Triangle, Eastern Ferry, and Eastern Triangle. And then to Foreign Ferry. So for this Super Swim, I want to make sure that I'm pointing downwards, pointing south. Honestly, I probably want to get more air. You want to make sure that you have enough air for this one. It's very important because you're kind of far into this setup. And if you fail it, you will probably hate yourself. So it's probably good. So now I'm in Northern Triangle. Now I'm in Eastern Ferry. You can see this value max allocated, it's pretty low right now. And that's because you go in the right quadrants. And now I'm in Eastern Triangle. And then I go to Foreign Ferry. And there you go. So the reason why this is needed it's because you skip the bow and you need a bow in the end game. And if you get the quiver and light arrows, you will actually be able to use the bow. So it's very convenient. And it's important to mind that doing these things, they actually set values. So you want to try to not like void out and death warp, I don't know, drown too often or at all actually. Because if you do those things, they will set your values differently and it can make the whole setup not work. Okay, so from right here you wanna... Actually what I like to do is just side up, hit them once, and how should I say it? You see this peg on the other side? I like to line up on the left side of it, my camera, and then a jump slash at the right timing. Kind of hard to explain that one, but gotta get used to it. And then you can get out. You can just take damage from the vines, that's fine, as long as you don't fall down into Foreign Ferry again. It might be fine even if you void out again, enter a loading zone again, but I wouldn't recommend it. It's important to not do the things wrong. I can't stress that enough. Alright, so we go here. From here, you actually wanna super swim to Forsaken Fortress 2. And I'm gonna show this again. You want to do this through Spectacle, which is right here. This is west of Windfall. Go through Modern Child, which is still west. All of those islands are west. And then 4 Eye Reef. And then you wanna circle your way into Forsaken Fortress 2. And then if you see on the minimap right here, it's a small patch where you can stand. And if you go on the very ledge, you can Wind Waker dive it down. Wait until the first beats to cancel, otherwise it won't work. So yeah, I'm gonna show it as super swimming normally. So you get an example. But yeah, remember Spectacle, Modern Shide and 4-Eye Reef. Also, if possible, get as much air as you can. You can see on the minimap here which way you're facing. It's kinda helpful. When I try to get the angle for this, I keep in mind where I am compared to the island and so on, I guess, to know if my angle is right. Like right now it's wrong because I can see the angle, I can see the island behind me. I want to not be able to see the island because that means that I'm facing the right way. But yeah, that's just super swim stuff that you gotta practice. So I go this way, Modern Child, 4-Eye Reef, and to this little patch. And that was a nice dive. Alright, so from here on you actually want to dive right here, so you can climb up. And there will be no spikes, they are unloaded. And you can make your way here. I want to show you guys something. Sometimes this door can be gone. In this route, it should never be gone. If it's gone, then you have done something wrong. Like, gone through the wrong quadrants, maybe voided out, I don't know. Like, it can be many things. So, in this route, we actually have to do a zombie hover to get in there. Anyway, you want to enter this door. And in here, you want to call Tingle. Because if you see the max allocated value, it's 112 now. Right here, it's 0.76. And that means that you can't actually use the Tingle tuner. It can't load the text, I guess. So Link is just gonna stand like this. It won't do much. So enter a loading zone. Call Tingle. Again, need a Tingle tuner for this route. Unfortunately, but hopefully we will come up with something that's tuneless eventually. So anyway, take damage here because you want a zombie hover. You want to take damage down to 1/4 of a heart. I'm not gonna do it now. Because I'm not gonna show the zombie hover. Itself, I can show you where to take damage though. So you make your way up here. And up this ladder. So right here, what I like to do is, you see this small patch on the ground. I like to stand right here, and then just aim kinda like this, I guess. I think you can have many different angles, it doesn't matter too much. But something like this, I guess. If you see the edges like in the middle of the screen, I guess. Something like that. And then I want to side hop and jump slash just as I go over the ledge, I guess. So right there. And if you do it correctly, you're gonna take damage when you fall down, and then you can do a zombie hover. So again, like right here, do a jump slash. And with that, you're gonna do a zombie hover. And then you can leave into the loading zone if you heal yourself with Tingle. Actually, I can show that too. When you do the zombie hover, you want to make sure that you're high up enough. Because otherwise you're gonna get stuck like this. And I think about right here. Yeah, you could see it. That was how high up you need to be. So just another thing to practice. Just get into the loading zone, and this cutscene should be skipped. Sometimes I have this water be unloaded. Sometimes Tetra is gone. Sometimes that's, I don't know his name. This pirate is gone. And I don't know, it differs a little bit. This is the thing with it being a bit inconsistent, but usually it works out either way. So now you just wanna make your way up here. I use moon jump because it's faster. And actually, let me show this. I forgot to say it. When you get up on the tower, you actually want to break one pot because this is actually important. Because let me show you if you don't do it. So you just go here. Also the spikes are unloaded, so you can just continue to the door. And there you go. If you don't break the pot, this is gonna happen. Can't continue. And this is because of this value. You can see that it's very, very low. And this just means that it's not gonna be able to load the actual loading zone, so you won't get anywhere. So you can free up memory by breaking a pot. And as an example, you can break this pot. Oh, it's 820 instead of 70. And that means you're free to go. Well, I mean, could be this value too, but this is what I like to look at. Anyway, then you continue. And in this case, I've had various results, I guess. But right here, I like to look at this. The max allocated on DIN memory. If it's around like 80, it's usually like 74 maybe to... Usually I don't have 85, but... Well, I guess to 85 then. And it should be fine. I think it's better to have a little higher than a little lower. Because if that memory is too low, like if you have used up too much memory or filled up too much memory, I'm not sure how to say. It will be too low when you enter Hyrule, and the game won't actually be able to load the text boxes. So in this cutscene right here, it will be soft locked because Tetra doesn't know how to talk. Anyway, I'm gonna speed up this process because this is gonna be very slow. Right here, you just wanna go through the castle and onto this place. I'm not sure if this is worth noting, but I like to look at these. Or well, I like to look at these when I was testing. Because these values right here, they will go down, and this is actually what makes a difference out here as well. As right now you can see max allocated is for the 6, the 3 is 71. Now this one, as an example, let's take this one, 159. You go back and forth, 159 still, 158, and lower 158, 157, and so on. Like, you see that it's going down, and I think that's what's making this work in a way. Because right now you want to go back and forth between the castle and the outside area, I guess, until all these flags appear again. Like you see, normally there would be flags on these poles, but right now there are none. So you continue to walk back and forth. Back and forth. Hoping to see them soon. This, I think this can vary a little bit. And I think we need more consistent setups before this is gonna be anyway consistent, I guess. But yeah, so right now the flags are back. And what this actually means is that this memory, the din max allocated value, it's gonna be down to, well, it's gonna be below 10. And this is actually important because this means it's hard to equip the grapple hook with speed up. This means that you can pull the grappling hook like this again. I guess you guys can't really see it. Where did I save it? There we go. Like this thing again. Like he's not able to pull it out, and it's gonna hog some memory. I think it's like 52 bytes? I'm not sure. Anyway, it's gonna fill up memory, and you wanna do this for a little bit. So, what I like to do, and I think this can be improved by a lot, I haven't tested super much, is that I like to do 100 pulls of this, and then enter a loading zone, do 100 more, enter a loading zone, and do 100 more to start with. So I'm gonna do that. Let's see, I will do it with speed up just to do quickly. Counting to 100 is hard like this, but I trying my best. It's about 5 kb if you do that. Then it's gonna fill up that much memory. Anyway, you wanna do it again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 40. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 50. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 60. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 70. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 80. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 90. 1, 2, 3, 6, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, that's 100. Sorry about the counting. It's it is what it is. So again, I might actually have gone too far on this one. It's hard to count like just like this. I'm trying to do it too quickly. Anyway, I'm saying that this is probably very improvable because I haven't tried it very precisely, and I feel like there's probably some value. Actually, depending on how the values look beforehand, it's gonna be different either way. But yeah, anyway, you can try that, or you don't have to. Do whatever you feel like. So now you actually want to continue to do this until Tetra disappears. And this is gonna happen slightly after this value right here. The dim value, max allocated. You see that it's 97 right now. When this comes around 50, Tetra is gonna start to disappear. And this is a good visual cue for you to know that the berry is about to unload. So you keep doing this. See that the max allocated value is going down. Let me move that one. $86, 85, 84, 82, 79, 76. The max allocated value here outside is also important. Again, you can't see this when you do it on console, so in that way it doesn't matter. But you will see later. 74, 71, 69, 67, 64, 62, 59, 55. But here she's gonna disappear, 50. So now Tetra is actually gone from the outside area. And this is why I have the actor list, because on the actor list you can see this actor right here. This actor, this is the barrier. You see that it's used right now, and there's one of them. If we keep... So right now, you want to leave twice, and then I would recommend checking the barrier, and if it's not there, you want to do it a third time and check. So go back, do it once, and then second time. Right now, you would want to check the barrier, but as you can see in the actor list, that's still there. And max allocated value here is under 1. Means that the memory is very low. And around right here, the barrier likes to despawn for me. So anyway, last time. And in this case, the value... Okay, you guys got to see the fail actually. This is what needs to be improved. This is what I mean with the consistency. This is actually good that you guys got to see it. Because in this case, if Tetra actually spawns, you can see the flags again, and so on. This means that the memory is gonna be high. You see, it's 36 now. It was just under 1. And this is actually really bad with this setup, because even if you keep re-entering like this, it's not gonna do much. And you see, it's over 34 here on the max allocated, 36 here. That means that you can't pull the grappling hook. You can't do grappling hook glitch, and you're pretty much screwed. It might be that if you continue to do this, the max allocated value is gonna go down indoors, and you could maybe perhaps save it somehow. But at that point, this is gonna take like forever. For some reason, it takes forever to lower the value indoors. So it's really, really bad if that happens. So unfortunately, again, as this is still inconsistent, the results will vary. So now it's 96, and as you can see in the actor list, there's nothing. There's no white cage, and this means that the berry is gone. So this is an actual successful attempt. Again, I'm happy that you guys got to see the fail attempt too, because that's the actual problem with it still. The improvements needed. This is still a work in progress, something that the community can work on and improve. But this is the barrier skip method that I found. And I've already done runs with it and I got it to work both times. So maybe I'm lucky, or maybe it's actually working somewhat well. And yeah, also something that's worth to note is that there might be a way to make trial skip work better. Because you can actually despawn this door, but it's very inconsistent. As you can see, when you enter this room, normally it's gonna be at 37 and the max allocated. If you avoid that, it's gonna be very low. Now, if this matters, I'm not exactly sure, but to me it's like luck, but sometimes the door can be gone. It's just a side note. There you go. So it is possible to have this happen, but I'm not sure how to make that consistent. It's very weird. Anyway, I hope that helped. Again, if you guys have questions, and obviously there's probably gonna be many questions, you can go to the Wind Waker Discord. I'm gonna link it in the info. And yeah, good luck learning it. Right now, this is a pretty hard route, so don't get too discouraged right away. I'm sure we're gonna have improvements soon, so as for the time being, have fun, I guess. Keep barrier skipping.